we've talked about the halo effect over Tesla, given the relationship with Elon Musk with Donald Trump. What's that halo effect for a company like SpaceX? How important is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's a potent combination of having that kind of access and influence to the president, to the incoming president, and also to have the paramount solution in space. SpaceX is the apex player. So if they have a capability that the government needs, SpaceX is most likely to solve that.
You're invested in the company. Government contracts now, what proportion are they of overall revenue? What does that look like at the moment? How much bigger could that possibly be?
Well, government contracts play a big role in all companies across the space economy, and this is actually one of the reasons why it's been so resilient over the last couple of years when the equity markets have really struggled, because revenue's been hard to come by. But government contracts have increased. Conflicts around the world, geopolitical considerations, this race with China is all pushing a lot of dollars to capabilities. Space technologies are essential for our economic growth and national security. So governments around the world, including the U.S., are leaning in hard on these capabilities.
When it comes to a company like Tesla, you wonder about the halo effect, as John was talking about, for other car manufacturers as well. You talk about SpaceX and what kind of regulatory advantages could benefit other companies in the space as well. Are there any real competitors right now to SpaceX?
So, you don't want to be in SpaceX's way, right? If you're building, there's a lot of benefits to SpaceX is building the railway, and there's a lot of benefit that now new opportunities become available that weren't available before. But you don't really want to be building something that's on their roadmap. They are the apex player, like I mentioned. We are finally starting to see some competition come online, I think, in 2025. It's going to be a big year. So this is the year that Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin is supposed to launch and reach orbit. Other launch vehicles are coming online that are using those Blue Origin-built engines. Rocket Lab, a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, is bringing out their new vehicle to compete with Falcon 9. But as these companies come online and start to compete with SpaceX's Falcon 9, SpaceX is already superseding them and leapfrogging them with this new vehicle, Starship, that's coming online and really moving the goalposts.
Other than battle of the billionaires in space, what's the ultimate goal here? Is it to get to Mars? Is it to have tourism on the moon? I mean, what is really the purpose?
I think it depends on who you ask. So if you ask us, we're really interested in the essential services that are coming from satellites. So this is not a luxury item. Most people think about the commercial, the International Space Station, the Apollo moon landings, space tourism. We're really investing in GPS positioning, which runs our financial markets. The modern global economy runs on GPS. Geospatial intelligence, so information about the movement of goods and what's going on the surface of our planet. Satellite communications. These are essential services. I think if you talk to Elon or if you talk to the president-elect, they'll tell you that Mars is the most important. And I do think that we're going to have a shift in priorities from the moon of the last administration and actually his prior administration to focus, to go more direct to Mars and leveraging more SpaceX, Starship sort of infrastructure.
Chad, when it comes to Elon Musk and President-elect's relationship, they've been almost joined to the hip since the election. Elon Musk coined himself the first buddy. As an investor of this company, does that outweigh any concerns you have that maybe Elon Musk should be paying more attention to his businesses than hanging out at Mar-a-Lago?
Well, so you want, as Americans, we would want somebody who is knowledgeable to be in post, right? I think you think back to the social media congressional hearings, the AI congressional hearings, and you think about the questions that Congress were asking big tech, right? And you could see how out of touch they were, right? So you'd want people who are in that role to be knowledgeable. The challenge here and the interesting thing here is that the titan of industry is not retired and advising government. He's actively involved in multiple businesses that are going to benefit. So this administration has shown that they are very comfortable with conflicts of interest. I think we're going to see that play out. And so as someone with a vested interest in these companies' success, very selfishly, I think that that's going to be very good for the company.
But you think it goes beyond SpaceX and Tesla? This actually is broader for the space exploration and that industry writ large.
Yeah, I mean, the space economy at whole is going to benefit from this. So SpaceX is likely to be the largest beneficiary for sure, given his proximity, but others are going to benefit. We are a lot of new novel capabilities are coming online. Regulation is having a hard time keeping up with all of this innovation. The president of SpaceX, Gwynne Shotwell, has said that it's regulation that's holding them back. Right, their test program will be happening at a much more faster pace, and so we think that we're going to see some of that pull through.